Stress, fear, anxiety. We're all chasing freedom from these. But is it even possible? What if I told you there's a philosophy over 2,000 years old that claims you can break free from these chains? It's not a modern self-help hack or some mystical practice. It's cynicism. Today we'll explore how this ancient philosophy, often misunderstood, can help you simplify your life, find inner peace, and redefine happiness. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to think differently, question conventions, and live freely in today's chaotic world. Our story begins in 4th century BCE Greece, with Diogenes, a man who turned disgrace into a movement. After being exiled for allegedly defacing coins, Diogenes decided to coin a new way of life instead. Stripped of citizenship, wealth, and possessions, Diogenes realized he could find true freedom, not by acquiring more but by needing less. He rejected materialism, vanity, and societal expectations, famously living in a barrel with nothing but a cloak, a staff, and a bag. People called him kunikos, or dog-like, meant as an insult. But to Diogenes, dogs symbolized the freedom he admired. Dogs live authentically. They don't care about wealth or reputation, and they're loyal to their nature. Diogenes didn't just talk about cynicism, he embodied it. From publicly defying norms to challenging Alexander the Great himself, his life was his philosophy. But what does this ancient philosophy mean for us today? The word cynic now often refers to someone skeptical or negative, but real cynicism is not about pessimism. It's about rejecting false values, like wealth, fame, or power, and focusing on what truly matters: freedom, truth, and inner peace. In today's consumer-driven world, cynicism is a radical reminder to pause. Are we chasing what makes us happy, or what society tells us we need? The original cynics would argue that simplicity and authenticity lead to happiness. Let's explore 3 transformative lessons from cynicism that you can apply in your own life. Lesson 1. Let go of others' opinions. How often do we stop ourselves from acting because we fear judgment? Diogenes lived unbothered by societal norms. He ate, slept, and even relieved himself wherever he pleased, not because he was crude, but because he refused to let others' opinions control him. 1. Now, I'm not saying we should abandon all decorum like Diogenes did, but there's wisdom here. Worrying about others' approval can stifle our potential. Think about it. How many dreams die because we're afraid of what others might think? Lao Tzu, a philosopher from another era, said it best: care about what others think, and you'll always be their prisoner. Here's a challenge. Start small. Speak up in a meeting, post that creative idea online, or wear what makes you happy, without obsessing over how others will react. Lesson 2. The power of humor. Humor was Diogenes' weapon against adversity. He turned ridicule into jokes, and his sharp wit disarmed even his critics. For example, when Alexander the Great offered him anything he desired, Diogenes simply replied, "Step out of my sunlight." Modern science proves what Diogenes instinctively knew. Laughter is powerful. It lowers stress, boosts immunity, and fosters human connection. Even in tough situations, a sense of humor helps us rise above our struggles. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote, "Humor more than anything else can afford an aloofness from any situation." Think about it. When was the last time you laughed so hard you forgot your worries? Try to find humor in life's absurdities. It's a skill worth developing. Lesson 3. Redefine happiness. In our modern world, happiness is often linked to having more money, more success, more likes. But cynicism asks us, is this real happiness? Diogenes found joy in the simplest things, like basking in the sun. He understood that happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. Lao Tzu echoed this wisdom. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. Here's an exercise. List 5 things you're grateful for right now. You'll realize happiness isn't always tied to achievement. It's in the little moments we often overlook. Let's address a misconception. Cynicism can sometimes look like pessimism, the belief that people are selfish and systems are corrupt. While modern cynics may seem bitter, this attitude often stems from emotional wounds. True cynicism isn't about losing hope. It's about questioning false values to uncover deeper truths. When Diogenes searched with his lantern for an honest man, he wasn't giving up. He was challenging us to live authentically. So how can we embrace cynicism in a balanced way? 1. Simplify your life. Let go of what you don't truly need. 2. Question societal norms. What do you really value? 3. Practice gratitude and humor. They're antidotes to stress. Cynicism doesn't mean rejecting everything. It means living intentionally, guided by what truly matters. Diogenes showed us that life doesn't have to be complicated. By letting go of what doesn't matter, we make room for what does. So, next time you're overwhelmed, remember, the secret to freedom is simpler than you think. What would Diogenes do? Probably something outrageous, but also something liberating.